gift that you can potentially give is life-changing, not just to an individual, but to a family and an entire support network. As of yet, I haven't had the opportunity to be a parent, and neither has my wife. That is something that can only happen with the help of a donor. I think that's why, for the amazing people that do want to donate organs, that's why they want to do it, and without those donations there isn't a huge amount of hope for people in my situation. My name's Thomas Wheeler-Osman. I'm a patient of the transplant team at Queen Elizabeth Hospital. I'm currently awaiting a double transplant, in particular my heart and liver. Good afternoon, guys. So, my heart transplant story. I am a 34-year-old man. I suffer from a heart disease which is called dilated hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. It's a genetic defect. Welcome to the family. The woman that really helps to keep me sane is Megan. Here she is. Say hello. Making our lovely tea. Best case scenario, we're looking at, 24 months, 36 months. What it means for us, life-changing, absolutely life-changing. New start, and I think a chance to really push on. We're a young couple. We've got lots of plans together. We'd love to start a family, and that's where we want to get to. Waiting desperately on the postman to hear about the transplant assessment. Fingers crossed, I think it'll be in something like the next month.
I was thinking back when we were travelling, and we would climb up big, I want to say mountains, but probably hills. No, I think they were mountains.
Yeah, exactly. In a lot of heat as well. So
it has changed a lot, and that definitely has been noticeable. But it just proved to us yesterday that we can do it. We can still do the things that we want to do, and obtain a sense of adventure and wonder, because it's definitely part of what we like to do,
and spending the day together, I guess.
And it's like most things in life, there's like two sides, isn't there? Whereas it feels like in some ways it's harder because you have to make more considerations, but on the other side of it, it's more important than ever to make sure that we do these things and make sure we spend this time together and make the effort to do whatever considerations we have to make sure that we do them to let the light in, and to make sure that we keep having fun together.
Got my assessment upcoming start of September, which is brilliant. Things are moving forward. Also works really well for me and Megan because we get married at the end of August, which it's hugely exciting. We're pretty much there now, guys. My assessment now is Monday and Tuesday of next week. I'm terrified, to be honest. At this point, it's it's just a lot mentally. In terms of, what we want as an outcome, let's just see, just really for me, I just want to have the best possible chance, the best possible care. Although people have to remember that the reality is, in situations like this, that might mean someone's in front of me, and if that's the case, that's fine. It might be that I can't have a transplant at all, in which case, also that's fine. I will just have to find a different approach for my remaining time. It's here, folks. It's here. So, I had day one of my assessment today. I want as much time as I can possibly get, but whether that's via a transplant now, whether that is even going to be possible, whether there might be alternative therapies, or indeed if I just have to tough it out, they're all cards that I could be dealt, and they're all cards that I'll have to deal with. Whilst we're a lot further forward in knowing what's going on and getting some idea of the shape of my pathway, we don't have a black and white answer. In terms of the outcome of the assessment then, we, the people at Papworth, my consultant is a chap called Dr. Pettit. He is of the opinion that, yes, he would very much like me to be on the transplant list, he thinks, if possible, although that needs to be confirmed today. They would like me to go on the transplant list. They think that my heart failure is severe enough to warrant that. And they think that potentially is a pathway that we should be exploring. The one factor which is at this point a bit of a sticking point for the moment is I do also have an enlarged liver and a certain amount of scarring to my liver from the fact that my body has been in heart failure for some time. So in order for Papworth and Dr. Pettit to be as confident as they can be that, and I'm not going to pull any punches here, to be as confident as they can be that I would actually be able to survive a heart transplant, because the reality is, it's not an operation that can go wrong and then you wake up and go about your day. If it goes wrong, the chances are that is the end of you. They need to know that my liver is adequate. Did get a letter yesterday which was an update, not an update, was an overview of what was discussed at my assessment. It's very sobering to read written down. It's just the way of the world. Things do come across somewhat differently when they're communicated in writing, and it's pretty scary. Unfortunately, in the letter, they're talking about potentially a high risk of mortality after a year. As I've said before, we are really getting to the crunch now. It's not very nice to think that, whether it's a year or 2 years, if this is my final period. Unfortunately, for me, at this stage, certainly with Papworth, there isn't anything that they can offer me. They are very concerned about the damage that's already been caused to my liver, and they feel that is a really significant impairment to them being able to offer transplant.
they're not keen on doing combined heart and liver transplants, which is something that is pretty much similar across all the country, although on occasion there are other places that do look at them. So we will be trying to seek a second opinion. So yeah, I'm still trying to smile, to be honest. Megan, my wife, has been fantastic. It's a huge amount for her to take in. I look a little bit more smiley. We're not quite there yet, but we are getting a lot closer. Hello. They will accept me for urgent transplant next year. I'll be admitted first week in January. Chances are certainly at some point in January, from what they've said. And I'll then be residing at Queen Elizabeth Hospital up until point of transplant. I've spoken to other people who have had the operation through QE, have had it very successfully. Be aware of your organ donation status. If it is something that you want to do, why would you not want to? You know, help a family like mine, and potentially save someone's life. Probably the biggest gift you can ever give someone. Very pertinent at this time of the year. Make sure your family know what you want to do, because you know that saves problems. So yeah, you know, think about it and have those conversations, because you'll be saving someone's life, and what an incredible thing to do. Some developments really. So I have just had the call to say I'm being admitted to Birmingham on Saturday. So Saturday from Saturday I will be in hospital up until my operation. It's scary. It's great, because it's a step towards where we need to get to, which is brilliant. But yeah, it's pretty terrifying. You know, it's potentially a long time away from Megan and from my home. So yeah, very conflicted is the best way that I can describe it, really. Very conflicted about it all. It's been a challenge over Christmas and New Year. It's really brought home to me how much I've deteriorated in the last year, since last Christmas and New Year. I'm sure the next video will be from the hospital. Hello folks, it's me. Long time no speaky. I've made it. I'm currently on the urgent list at QE. We are really, I think, starting to get somewhere now, potentially. So hopefully, you know, whether it's 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, we are realistically looking at getting somewhere with this pretty soon, which would just be terrific. It's really challenging being away from home for a long time, and I think one of the big challenges about it is when you've had the sort of news we've all had in terms of your own potential mortality and those things, in effect you then have to take yourself away from all the things that you're trying desperately to cling on to try and get that significant extra time with them. So day to day, you know, I sit down and I'm like, let's do it.
I just want to, let's do it. However, I am 110% cognizant of the fact that when I get that knock at the door, it's going to be really scary, life-changing. It's very, well, you can't really separate the fact that I will only get that knock when someone else has got to go through something pretty horrible. So there's that side to it as well. On a personal level, I think I'm at the best way I could sum it up would be apprehensive but excited. I think it's such a huge undertaking. You really are, putting your life in other people's hands. But the reality is, if I don't take that step, I will get more ill and I will cease to be here, in the not long term. And that's something that I desperately want to avoid.
Where's Daddy?
Where's your daddy? Where's
He's there.
He's there. Look,
There he is.
look, Daddy. Daddy, hello. 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 Oh, hello. Hello. Hello.
Good boy.
I have become quite interested in doing a few different forms of craft. So I do foil engraving pictures, which I thoroughly enjoy and I find really relaxes me. How is life on the outside world? It moves pretty slowly in here. The focus really for me has been on my exercise, so trying to get myself as strong as I can be ready for the operation. So the physio gives or helps us with a sort of a mobility plan. So I've got an exercise bike in my room, which I use pretty much daily. Been doing my 10,000 steps a day. And I've also got some resistance bands in here, which are really helping sort of make sure that I can do some strength exercises as well. Settling into the ward. Everyone on the ward has been fantastic, from the ward manager down. I think staff-wise, become quite friendly with quite a few of the staff, and it's nice to have those sort of relationships because they're, at the end of the day, they're the people that are in your life at the moment. And as I said, the transplant team are fantastic, both in terms of their levels of compassion and just professionally. They inspire a lot of confidence, and fundamentally, I know in my personal case, at one point, not too long ago, I viewed myself as almost a lost cause. So to find a hospital that is able to offer me something that will potentially change my life I just feel incredibly lucky, really. Been in the hospital now for
2.5 months. In the last 3 weeks, transplants have started moving again. The hospital's actually done 3 transplants. 3 transplants has really lifted the spirits here. In terms of me personally, I am surviving. I'm starting to, think about the fact that hopefully we are getting closer to me being at home, which would just be fantastic. I mean, it's so challenging having a long hospital stay, but obviously the payoff is going to be huge. The hospital itself is currently doing an appeal for building a new transplant centre. So I have started doing some fundraising. For the transplant centre at Queen Elizabeth Hospital. So there's a dedicated ward for transplants. There is a page available on Just Giving. Please, if you get a chance, do make a donation. What I'm attempting to do is actually ride the length of the UK, so it's 1,000 kilometres, whilst I wait for my heart and liver. To date, I've done 400 kilometres, so 600 left to do, and I have actually raised £800 so far. So, it would be great to get to a 4-figure sum. So just a couple of £100 left to go, really. So if anyone is, of a mind to make a donation and help a really worthy cause, transform lives in the way that they're trying to transform mine, then please do follow the link and make a donation.
Hi Tom, hope this video finds you well. I'll just do a quick one for you to send you love and strength. Hope everything's going well for you. I thought I'd dress up for the occasion. 76, a long time ago. I thought I'd show me teeth off as well. I hope you're not too bored in there and you're getting plenty of support as you deserve. Take care, young man, and I'll see you very soon.
Hey, we are your biggest fans and we love you so much. And we think you're amazing and we know you can do this. Because we'll be there with you 100% of the way. Okay, stop snogging me now. Daddy, I love you and I miss you so much and I think you're amazing. I've just got to go over here now.
On another note, I want to wish you all the best on the future. Sorry, flash the eyes then. And God willing, I'll be sharing these daffodils and the snowdrops with you next year. You're doing so well, Thomas. I know it's grim. I just can't take it away, darling. Anyway, sending lots of love. And David's doing one of these, so God only knows what that's going to be. Anyway, love you lots, darling. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.